In this video, I thought I would explain how the phenomena of profit works and why it exists. There are two terms for different types of profit in economics. Normal profit, sometimes referred to as accounting profit, and economic profit. In economics, normal profit, or accounting profit, is the level of profit that most firms have on paper after subtracting their revenue plus cost. It is the level of profit necessary to compensate the owners/investors of the opportunity cost of using their money for the enterprise instead of using it elsewhere. Economic profit is any excess profit the firm receives above the minimum level necessary to stay in business. In a competitive environment, economic profit would be computed down to zero, leaving only normal profit. Profits exist as necessary compensation for three factors: waiting time, risk, and scarcity value. If profit did not compensate for these variables, then people simply would not be enticed to invest over using their money for other purposes. It's easier and safer to just send your money and bury it in a safe place than to actually invest it, if there were no return. So naturally, if profits were zero, people would refuse to invest until shortages caused prices to rise to a level that provide profits that justify the trouble of investing. Profit is compensation for both waiting for a return, with losing the ability to spend the money in the meantime, and risk of loss. Think about it. If you were given the choice between receiving $1 million today and $1.2 million, adjusted for inflation, in 10 years, what would you choose? You would probably choose the million today. Even a 2% return a year would not be enough to entice you to choose to wait and invest the money for 10 years. Higher profit is needed to compensate people to wait longer on a return. Hence, a 10-year bond has a higher premium than a 2-year bond. Profit is also required to entice people to invest to compensate for risk of loss. People will not invest in something with a risk of loss unless there is a higher profit to entice them to choose that investment. Riskier investments require higher profit to entice people to put their money there over less risky options. There is also a third factor to profit, which is the scarcity value of capital. If demand for capital rises above the supply, then shortages would cause the price of capital, which is the rate of interest or return for using that capital, to be bidded up and rise. This component of profit doesn't always have to exist in practice, but it can, and often is present. So a relative shortage of capital will cause those with the most demand for capital to pay a premium to outbid other potential users, and the return for using it will rise. This scarcity premium would cause a return of capital, or profit, even for uses without long time spans waiting for a return, or any risk of loss. Though uses that require longer periods of waiting, and have a greater risk of loss, would have the same premium and additional profit on top of the scarcity value component. Compensation for time and risk will mean all other profits will remain elevated by the same fixed amount above the scarcity value component of profit. So the profit margin is a fixed constant determined by the opportunity cost needed to entice investors to choose to put their money in an enterprise over using their money elsewhere. It is necessary to compensate for the time cost for not being able to use their own money for a fixed extended period of time and risk of loss. The way people value these factors and the amount of compensation they demand for them may change and vary over time. However, profit is a constant that will always fundamentally exist. I hope this video was informative and helped you understand more about profit in economics. Please share this video with anyone else you think might be interested. Like, subscribe, comment, and go to my channel page for more videos.